All right, here we are once again. I'm T,
And I'm E.
and this is the E and T podcast for now. Right on. So, Abby, what have you been up to?
Not too much.
Dog days of summer, as they say, huh?
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
You haven't been doing too much. What about this past weekend? We did have a little event,
yeah.
like the first event that we've had pretty much all summer.
Well, we went on that camping trip, I guess.
True. We did go on a little camping trip with our family. But this is certainly the first time anybody came to visit.
I guess, yeah.
Right? We haven't had any guests at all, period.
Yeah.
So who came and why did they come?
Mom's sister brought her family, and they stayed at a hotel in the area.
Right.
And Alexis, my sister, got confirmed.
Yeah. So it was a celebration, and because your Aunt Christina was Alexis's sponsor, they felt like they needed to be here, and it was okay for them to come. How did you feel about having visitors and kind of...
I thought it was just fun to see them.
It was fun. It was fun to see. It was fun to see people. It was fun to have people come over, and as we were getting ready, we decided to have everything out in the garage. I don't think they ever even stepped foot in the house. They never came inside at all. So we cleaned out the garage. How did you feel about, oh yeah, that's right, because this is what I noticed. This is how things go when we used to have visitors all the time. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I guess.
About how like the family gets all anxiety filled and, oh, we got to clean this and, oh, we got to do that and, oh, go get this ready and hurry up and get that. And you kind of, as it gets closer and the time goes by, you get, right, kind of at each other a little bit and like, oh, no, you got to do this. And did you finish that chore yet? And I did not miss that feeling.
No.
As it was coming around, I went, oh, that's right. That's why sometimes hosting is a difficult thing.
Yeah.
So, but we had everybody out in the garage, and we had just a little brunch where we delivered food to everybody. It's kind of like a little restaurant.
Yeah,
out
sure.
there. So that everybody was safe. And then did you feel, this is the first time we've been in church as well. We haven't been in church since that started.
Yeah.
Tell people about how that was different.
I don't know. Well, there was like a row open, and then 2 rows were like blocked off, like 2 pews. And then...
So people were very spaced out. Every family had their own area.
And then you just wore a mask the whole time, I guess.
Well,
most people did.
So yeah, still people who didn't.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, it's getting weirder and weirder. I had to go to the grocery store the other day. And I was at the grocery store, and there's a big shift from a month ago. In that now it's fairly rare to see somebody without a mask. Whereas before I felt like, because I've always been wearing a mask, I felt like I was the odd one because I had a mask. Now it's odd to see somebody without a mask.
Yeah.
Right, which is good. And I also read, and I shouldn't even say anything because it's only a headline, and just reading the headlines is not the right way to go through life. But Walmart's going to start requiring people to have masks.
Oh, really?
To come in, which is going to be
That's
a huge
great.
step. Huge to normalizing it for everybody. When you go out, you wear a mask. And then you can make things happen.
That's good.
Yeah, that is good. So Alexis's confirmation, do we have anything else that we did this week?
Not really. This week wasn't too eventful besides that.
Yeah, I guess you're right. What have you been watching?
Well, I can't really find a good TV show that I really want to stick with right now. So, like, if you guys have any good shows that I would like, comment down below and let me know, because I'm looking for a good TV show to watch.
Yeah, right. We got to put that on there. So what I hear you doing in your room a lot is all of a sudden I'll hear, no, going, what are you doing? Where are you? And just like these screams and everything. And it's because you're playing a game.
Yeah.
So you got to talk about this interactive game you're playing with a couple of your friends.
Just one.
Just one friend? Oh, I thought it was it was a few of you.
No.
It's always just the two?
Yeah.
Okay, so your friend Maddie and you.
Yeah, we always, like, I don't know when this started. Like a
couple weeks ago.
Maybe like a month ago.
You're doing a lot more now.
Yeah, true. We started playing Roblox, and it just kind of started off as a joke because we were like, oh, do you remember when we used to play Roblox? We should play a game. And then all of a sudden now we're like addicted and we play it all the time.
So Roblox is what, like kind of like a Minecraft thing?
Sure.
Like where you just build and kind of, there's no real goal to the game, right? You just kind of goof around.
There's different things. There's like a bunch of games in one app.
Okay.
And then
this one's like a murder game, right?
Yeah, it's called Murder Mystery.
Okay, so give the quick, 30-second rundown of how Murder Mystery Roblox works.
There's just a bunch of people that join the game, and then
and it can be anybody?
Yeah, anybody.
And so you just tell Maddie, you FaceTime with them?
And we join each other's game. We're like friends on Roblox.
Sure.
Yeah, and so then one person becomes a sheriff, one person becomes a murderer, and then the rest of the people are innocents. And like the game just chooses it at random.
How many people per game?
Normally I think it's like 10 to 15.
Okay.
In like a game.
Sure. So watchers and players?
No.
Oh, all right. Maybe we'll get to that later though. All players, all right.
Yeah. So then we all just kind of like, the murderer tries to kill people, the sheriff tries to kill the murderer, and then everybody else is just kind of like running away. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, sounds fun. Sounds fun. So I'm still playing that game that where you're the cowboy. It's called Red Dead Redemption. On the PlayStation. And I'm still getting into it. I like it a lot more than I did at first. At first, I didn't like it at all. The only problem with it is it takes so long. When I sit down to play it, I need to play for like a half hour. I can't just play 10 minutes and then get up and go do something else, which is not
when mom's not here, it's easier to do that.
Yes, exactly. When mom's not here, when things are a little bit more relaxed or we're not moving towards something, then I can sit down and play it. But like she was home for 4 days or whatever, I don't think I played even once.
Yeah.
So, but I'm really starting to like the game because it's really interactive and you like learn things. Like today I hunted a legendary wolf. It sounds like the dumbest sentence I've ever said in my life. But it was one of those things where you wouldn't, when you first started playing a game, you wouldn't think that is anything you'd ever be interested in at all. But it was really pretty cool. So that's been kind of fun. All right, so you watched Jackass.
Yeah.
And I watched
That was not what I
Nerve.
expected.
No? All right, so you want me to talk about Nerve first or you want to do Jackass first?
I don't care.
You do Jackass. It's a little more fun.
Okay.
So talk about what you thought about Jackass.
It's super funny. I cannot believe they have hours and hours of them doing all that stupid stuff.
Oh, that's all it is.
I know.
It's episode after episode after episode of a TV show, and then they had 3 movies that literally came out in the movie theater and made all kinds of money because so many people went to watch Jackass the movie. So I think what you watched was Jackass 3. Yes, so it was Jackass 3. So it was like, they're older. And it was odd for me to watch them be older. They look like they're mid-30s, right? They look like adult. They're definitely adults. They're not kids running around and doing it. When they first started, they were like young kids. They were like college age.
Oh, really?
Yeah, mid-20s or whatever. So that was weird. But so what did you like about Jackass?
I don't know. My little brother Isaac loved it. He thought it was hilarious.
Of course. It is a show tailor-made for 10-year-old boys.
Yeah.
Other than it's pretty crude, right?
I guess,
There was the one with the guy, I forgot how, the crude is the right word. I forgot how crude some of them are. Like, do you remember the train one?
Yeah, that was so weird.
It is weird. It's to explain what happened when they showed a picture of an elaborate model train setup.
Yeah, and so there was this guy, he was under the table, and he must have, had laxatives or something, because then all of a sudden there was this volcano type thing, and it just erupted, but it wasn't. It was his butt.
Yeah, they had him upside down under the table. So his butt looked like a hill, and they had it all painted so you couldn't tell. Yeah. And then all this, it was the dumbest thing. And I forgot that they did a lot of that kind of really just crude stuff. Designed to totally gross you out. Yeah. So it had been so long since I'd seen any of it that I forgot that some of the stuff was really shock value. Yeah. Rather than the things that I remember being so funny, like the one where the giant hand comes, people come around the corner,
that was funny.
Boom, slaps them in the face or knocks the soup over or whatever.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah. Do you think you will go seek out more Jackass, or do you think, no, I know what it is now, I'm good?
Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not. Yeah.
So, what do you think of Nerve?
Okay, so Nerve was kind of like 2016, 2017. When did it come out? Something like that. It came
out a while ago.
Yeah, like 5 years ago,
like
maybe.
In the 2010s.
But it's an updated Jackass.
Nerve?
Yeah. They're doing dares.
Yeah.
Right? It's this whole thing where it's a social media app where people do dares. And the more involved the dares are, the more people that will watch them and favorite them or give them likes. Mm-hmm. And whoever ends up with the most likes wins. Bunch of money apparently, but of course the dares escalate until they're super dangerous,
like life risking.
And then it's literally the last two people are supposed to shoot each other. Like the final dare is shoot the other person.
Yeah,
and it does. It gets a little intense. And then the behind the scenes stuff is that it's a bigger thing than just the game. And somebody hacks into it and tells all the people who were watching that they're an accessory to murder because people ended up doing life or death things because they were being cheered on by others. That was that commentary about being responsible as a passive / not real active, but a part of something and being responsible for it. That commentary was good. I really liked that. But I thought they could have done it in 22 minutes. Like a 22-minute episode rather than 2 hours. I thought 2 hours.
Really? I thought it was really good. Mom loves it too.
She did, and I was shocked because it wasn't a very well done movie. I didn't think. It had some famous-ish actors in it. Right? It had Dave Franco, Emily Mead or Amelia Mead?
I don't know.
Emily Mead. But anyway, she has gone on. She was on this show, The Deuce, that's on HBO. That's a really good show that I like. So I recognize her. But so what do you think about you being responsible for other people when you give them likes or favorites or comment on their Instagram? Do you feel responsibility for that at all?
No, because I don't really comment very often.
Okay.
I mean, if my friend posts like a cute picture, I'll be like, oh, you're so cute.
Okay. And which is perfectly fine. And nobody's saying anything like that. Do you feel any sort of pressure? Like, I'm going to just pick one of your friends, like Ava.
Yeah.
Ava posts something. Do you feel pressure? Oh, I have to comment on Ava and give her a like, or she's not going to feel that great or whatever.
When I like post something, I don't even look at who likes it. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really of course I'll look at the comments because like I want to like say thank you if someone says like my picture's cute or something, but I don't really pay attention very
So
much.
Has anybody ever on yours or on somebody you know said something really mean? Like commented to intentionally hurt somebody's feelings?
I mean, I don't remember anything, but I'm sure it's happened.
Well, of course it's happened. It happens all the time.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's happened.
I'm just probing a little to see if 8th grade, because that feels like exactly the time. If 8th graders are engaging in that. I'm happy to hear that you aren't having any problems or anything like that. But I know others who have and whose kids have had issues with, oh, they're being really mean to her on social media, or she's really having problems with, not feeling like she belongs or anything like that. But you're good. You're like, no.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. All right, so that was Nerve and Jackass. Oh, do you have a recommendation? I didn't even think about it. I'm supposed to recommend something.
Oh, me too. Me neither. I forgot about that. this week.
Okay, so maybe Nope, I have a recommendation. I've got it.
Oh yeah, you had that one.
Yeah, I'm going to skip over that one. That's
Okay.
fine. You, Alexis, and Isaac, my 3 kids, have to watch this movie together, just the 3 of you, no adults.
Okay.
Okay? The movie is called Stand By Me.
Okay.
All right, and it's this tale of these 4 kids that are they're 4 friends, they're 4 boys. And I don't know if I'm going to call it an adventure, but they go on, it's not really a quest, but it's in the late 1950s, I think 1958, 1959 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they go on this quest to find this thing, and really it's just a way that they bond with each other and figure out where they fit in the world. And it's a very famous movie. Lots of people have seen this movie, and it's just really fantastic. And recently, a podcast that I listened to, they did an episode looking back on Stand By Me. I really want to watch it again, but I really want you guys to watch it because you're the right age to really be affected by it. So Stand By Me is the name of the movie.
Gotcha.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Questions. Mailbag.
Did I forget my question? Oh,
I don't
no,
know.
they're right
Where
over
are they?
here. They're right over here.
Okay. Here we go. You want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I don't know.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I'll go first. All right. So the questions today come from somebody who you have got to know pretty well recently, and I have developed a better relationship with recently as well. And it's Greg Orms.
Oh,
So Greg is one of my best friends, and certainly become one of my best friends over the last, I don't know, couple of years, and certainly this summer over quarantine, because he's just about the only person that I get together with regularly. He and Brandon and Tim, but and he's the dad of the 2 kids you babysit. So you know Greg pretty well, and you know his family. So here is question number 1. Question number 1, we answered last week, had to do with happiness. So I'm moving to question 2. Question 2 is, you've been stuck at home a lot this summer.
Yes.
If you could be anywhere today, where would it be?
Oh, okay. If I could be anywhere, just like right now, like go there. Ooh. Oh, that's hard. I would either want to like go to like a vacation spot like Hawaii or the Bahamas, because those are like my vacation spots that I want to go to.
Yeah, but you've never been there.
Or I would want to like meet up with like everyone in like the Smith family, because we haven't seen them forever.
Oh, my mom and dad, and,
and like
Jacob
all
and
the
Grace
cousins.
and Max and Kelsey and Tim
Yeah.
and Jay. Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. So that one we're kind of on the same wavelength there. That would be certainly tops on my list too. I think the other thing that I haven't done at all this summer, that I normally do a couple of times and I really miss, is though I've seen my friend Brian Loberman, and I've seen my friend Chad, very limited. I haven't got together with Brent and Chad and Brian.
You guys always do that.
We always do that. We go to Brent's house and we spend the weekend and we play golf, and that's where I would want to be.
Yeah.
I want to be at Brent's house on our way to play golf, and then go back and hang out at his place. And last time we went to the horse races. We hung out the horse races in the afternoon, and we did all that. So being able to just have that normal weekend where you get to see your friends. I thought you might say school.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't know, like, does he mean like outside of all the COVID, or I don't know. Oh, there's a spider.
Maybe he does. Oh, I do see it.
There's a spider.
Spider. Oh, he's tiny. Let him go. He'll catch a mosquito or 2. Yeah, I think he means anywhere. You can go non-COVID or COVID.
Yeah, so either those 2 things, or definitely school, because I miss school more than anything.
We'll talk about that in the coming weeks here, I'm sure.
Yes.
What are you thinking about school, and what's the thing?
Yeah,
what's
we're
it
gonna
all
be going to
like?
school in about a
month and a half, 6 weeks.
Yeah, so hopefully that goes well.
Yeah. All right. Ready.
First
Who are the questions from?
Oh, the questions are from one of my other good friends. Her name is Claire.
Oh, Claire. Oh, the Miller family.
Yeah, and then she told me to tell everybody that her big sister Emma helped with the questions too.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Shout out to Emma and Claire and the rest of the family.
Yeah. Okay. So the first question is, if you could live in a fantasy world from a book or a movie, where would you live and why?
Oh my gosh.
That's a hard one.
That is a really hard one. Right? I'm trying to think of a... Oh, man. I think I'm going to choose... Do you have an answer? Because you've been thinking about it.
I have not been thinking about
it.
it.
At least you had a cursory way. Okay, I'm going to choose Star Trek. You've never watched Star Trek. Some people that will view this have viewed Star Trek. So here's a couple of things about Star Trek. Number one, it's in the future. And so people are traveling in space, and they have figured out how to travel really fast so they can get a lot of places really quickly. Number two, they have figured out via technology, advancement of humans, etc., all kinds of wonderful technologies, including two of them. One is called a replicator, where you walk over to a little box and you say, I would like a glass of hot chocolate just like my mom used to make when I was little. You get it. Right? I want the spaghetti and meatballs meal that, right? They make it, right? Right. Usually on the show they say, I want a Romulan ale, right? These things that are from throughout the universe. The other thing is what they call a holodeck. And that is a virtual reality room that can transport you anywhere, anytime, and you interact with people just so you can't tell the difference, right? So you can say, I want to go visit the Old West, which is one of the things they do a lot, is they go back to the Old West, right? Or I want to visit the Smith family with Tim and Jay and Max and Kelsey and, everybody, Grandma and Grandpa, right? And then you go to the holodeck and you do that.
That would be super cool.
It would be cool. What fantasy world are you going to?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know.
All right, so I'm going to try and think of a few books that you really like. And she said from a book.
Right? Or a movie, yeah.
Oh, or a movie. Okay.
Yep.
You don't want to go to those worlds of Roald Dahl. You like the Roald Dahl books and movies, and those are always kind of a little dystopian, right? They're a little bit like twisted and kind of scary. Right? You don't want to go into the BFG world, probably. Nope.
Yeah.
What about? I'm trying to think of time. It's got something with time, and it's got the fairies. And the movie came out. You and I read it together out loud a couple years ago.
We read Hugo. I don't know.
No, not Hugo.
That's the only one that I can always remember.
Come on.
I just remember reading that one always. Magic Finger?
Nope. That's a Roald Dahl one. You don't want to go into the Magic Finger.
Yeah. I just remember reading that one.
No, they travel. They're fairies, and they travel, and they go to search for the guy for the dad. And oh, shoot. 3 people are yelling at me right now because they know what it is. Something time. I don't know. All right. You don't have an answer?
Someone in the Clock Factory?
No. You're thinking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
No. There was like the clock thing. Was it that place? That's Hugo, isn't it?
That's Hugo.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Hugo Cabret, what a fantastic book.
That one is a good book.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Okay, well, you keep thinking. We'll go to the next question. You got to come up with a word.
Right.
Claire, she blew it. I don't know. When did you give the questions? She has no idea. All right.
She gave them yesterday.
This is a tricky one. This is one of those existential ones. Are you ready?
Okay.
And he gives it in 2 different ways so that you can think about it.
All right.
Right? Do the ends justify the means? Right? So in other words,
What does that mean?
it means, does the outcome make it okay for the things that you do as long as the outcome is good? Is that the important thing? Or the other way around, right? Do the means justify the ends? Right? So the little things you do, no matter what the ending is, the important part was the little things you did. He said, exactly. This is why he put it a different way too, right? It says, should you lie to make someone feel better, or should you always tell the truth even if it hurts someone? Which is more important, the outcome or the way you personally...
It definitely, I would say, depends on like the experience, like what it is. It depends on what they're talking about. Like, if it's not very serious or anything, I don't think it matters too much as long as the outcome's okay. But like if it's a serious thing, then of course, like if there's a murder and they try and kill someone but they escape and then they're fine and the murderer says they're sorry. No, that's not okay.
You're taking it to an extreme.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's fine.
That's what came into my mind. I don't know.
Okay, have you seen both of the Avengers movies?
No.
Yeah, you did. You guys saw
Which one?
Infinity War?
I didn't.
Didn't you guys all watch it up in your room?
Uh-uh.
Oh, there's a huge ends justify the means thing in there with Thanos and the rings and killing half the population.
Mm-hmm.
No. So what you're saying is, if it's little,
yep, then
it's okay to lie or cheat or act in an immoral way. If it's little, it's okay to act in an immoral way if it's little, in order to make somebody feel better or to make yourself feel a little better or whatever.
Yes.
But if it's serious, like you said, murder, then it switches. So where's the line? Where do you think the line is? What is something serious enough where you're like, nope? What about cheating in class? You see a classmate cheating. Mm-hmm. Do you tell the teacher or do you just roll your eyes?
I roll my eyes. I don't care.
You roll your eyes. You don't care. You're not going to tell the teacher. No. What if that person scores 100%, you score an 80%, and the teacher says, I'm going to grade on the curve. This person gets an A. Everybody else, your scores go down a little bit. So this person's cheating actually
that
caused
wouldn't be
you.
Good.
Well, I'm not saying cheating's not good. We got that part.
Well,
then would you speak up?
Probably, yeah. But if it was just like a little thing. Like
so if it affected you directly, you'd speak up.
Sure. I mean, if it affected someone, like big time, I guess. Like if someone cheated like on like 2 answers, and so they got like a few more percentages than I did, I probably.
What if it was a good friend? What if it's your best friend, whoever you picture your best friend? Okay. You see them cheating, and
they would not cheat. Okay, but if they did.
You saying they would not cheat, you just said people would cheat if they feel that it's little. If they feel that the ends justify the means, then people they cheat and they lie and they, right? Nobody's perfect. We all know that. Are you more likely to tell on your best friend than you would be on somebody else?
You definitely not.
Protect them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that's long. We're going to end up going for an hour, so okay.
Okay. Question
number 2 from Claire.
Okay, simple, but it's a good question. What's your biggest pet peeve? I know I have so many because like I'll be talking with Maddie and she'll do something and be like, oh my gosh, that's like my biggest pet peeve, but I always forget what I say.
Oh, okay. I have lots of little pet peeves.
Yeah.
But I don't know if there's anything that really, really bothers me. I don't like the sound of people chewing or like having gum.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I don't care about chewing at all. I'm like chewing right here. I do not care.
So if somebody is at a table and I'm sitting next to them and I can hear them chewing, that bothers me. I'll go play music. I'll move a little bit. I'll start up something so that I don't have to hear that sound. And when sometimes, I'm picturing your mom has done it a couple of times, not very often, but she'll chew gum while we go on a walk.
Oh, yeah.
That drives me crazy.
Really?
And sometimes I don't want to tell her because it's like not a big deal. If she wants to chew gum, she should be able to chew gum. But it drives me nuts. Yeah, so I don't know.
Oh,
Okay. So now you got to name just one.
All right. A big pet peeve of mine, I guess, would be like, I don't know. There's so many. I don't like a lot of things, but I guess one would be if, like, let's say, what?
The longest preamble to nothing I've ever heard.
Okay, so I clean a lot. Like, I do a lot of cleaning and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then I hate when I'm cleaning and then one of you or Mom will tell me, like, to go clean something else. And I'll be like, I just did all of this and you want me to do another thing? You should be grateful that I already did this thing. And it's just, I
could have said the same thing, the idea of a list. Sometimes I'll get frustrated and I'll say, it's on the list. When somebody tells me to do something, I'll be like, I got 4 other things before it's on the list. All right. Question number 3 from Greg. Last one here. Ready?
Okay.
It says, Terry likes crust, like the end of bread, and pizza crust, and the crust of bread, and pie. Ooh, pie crust. Yep.
Pie crust.
And room temperature food. Right? You know that I like pizza at room temperature. And he says, but I don't like cake. Do you agree with these different things that I have peculiarities with?
No.
Crust of bread.
I love cake. Crust.
Cake is overrated.
Cake is
it's not that I don't like cake. It's that, man, give me my calories some other way.
Okay.
Right? There are a million things that are better than cake.
Yeah, so 1, I love cake. 2, pizza it's gotta be warm. It can't not be. I used to not mind it cold,
third
but
best
now
way
I
to
can't
eat
eat
pizza.
it cold at all.
Third best way to eat pizza is warm pizza. First is room temperature, second is cold, third is warm.
Okay.
Third, last.
And for crust, I like pie crust and pizza crust, but I don't like bread crust.
Will you eat the end of the bread? Like if I give you,
like the butt of the bread? No.
Sure,
I
the
don't
butt.
like that.
The butt of the bread, okay.
That's what I call it.
All right. He has a follow-up on there saying, how crazy is Terry? How crazy am I?
It depends. You can be pretty crazy sometimes.
Give an example.
I don't know.
Like you say, I'm pretty crazy sometimes. What is something that you're like, oh my God, my dad's crazy?
I don't know.
All right. I'm not that crazy.
You're not that crazy, but you can be.
Like this guy.
You can be sometimes crazy.
Yeah, but you don't have an example of when it ever happened.
Okay, fine. Next question.
All right. Last question from Claire.
All right. If you could compare yourself to an animal, which animal would you be?
Oh, so like your spirit animal kind of thing, right? Like what kind of animal? What if you personify an animal, what kind of animal would you be? Okay, I got mine. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
I want to hear yours.
Mine's a cat. Like I didn't know it. I didn't know it till we had cats, and here's why. Here's why I say cats. Cats like to be lazy, and I love to be lazy.
Me too.
I love to have an hour to sit and do nothing. Right? Read my book a little, play my game a little, look through the internet a little, and an hour goes by, and you're like, yeah, that was nice. I do like to drink coffee while I'm doing it. I love that. But when the cats get on a mission, right? Like they're hunting something and they're creeping along and they're finding the right path, and then boom, they strike, and then they play with the thing, right? The cat's caught a rabbit.
There's a dead bunny out there
caught
right
a rabbit, baby rabbit this morning. It's like that. Like I will, when I have work to do, I will sit down and I will work.
Yeah.
Right? Like when I'm at the office, oftentimes I'll go, I'll get there at 7:30 in the morning, and I won't leave until it's time to get you guys from school, and I won't have more than 10 minutes at a stretch at any point in which I'm not focused on my work and doing my work or doing something related to the work. Like I often skip lunch. Mom always gets mad at me. Well, what did you eat for lunch? I won't eat lunch. Because I'm doing stuff. I'm getting stuff done because I don't want to bring it home. I want to get it all done at the office, and I want to be aggressive. And I think that's kind of cat-like.
Like when I was like looking at this question and like thinking about it, I was like, you know, I feel like I'm like a cat person, so like of course I'm gonna say cat, but I definitely do relate to cats. Like I love to like have my time alone, to be like just tired and just like relax. But then like I also love to like do stuff, like they'll like play and stuff, and
yeah. See, I picture you more of like a bird.
That's another one I was thinking about, like
because
actually,
you love your independence and you love to go, and I want to go, and I want to go far, and I want to do this extra thing, and I want to do something I've never done before.
Yeah,
but
you guys always call me a social butterfly.
Yeah, social butterfly, right? But then when there are other people around, like your baby bird, right? Your friends, people you babysit. And you used to be your babies when you were younger. You would play with your baby dolls. Your cats now, you dote on them and you take care of them, and that's all you want. You really want to.
I guess I definitely do relate to a bird too. Yeah.
You're a cat bird.
Nice.
You're a bird cat. Yeah, right
on.
Okay.
Cats eat birds.
That's it. That's it for the mailbag.
Right.
What else do we have? I don't think we have anything.
Not much.
ENT podcast. You don't have a recommendation? I have a last second recommendation. I'm making you watch Stand By Me.
I don't know. I'll have one next week, I promise.
Well, maybe throughout the week when you think of something, you'd be like, oh, that was really good. That was really cool. Something to read, something to watch, something to do. You give it to me.
Alrighty.
All right. Right on. Thanks,
Bye.
everybody.